What's up out there? It has been a couple of days since the last video, so a good time to update you on where I am currently. Now, the first thing I need to start off with is a little boo-boo or a faux pas or an oopsie that I made in the last video. I was talking about running cartography to what I thought was survey 5 of these hexes so that I could get a township task done. However, as many of you pointed, or some of you pointed out, and as I learned later that day, I already had the video in the hopper and ready to go, and I didn't have time to correct it, or I didn't feel like taking it down and redoing it, so I just let it go out. But as you obviously noticed in the video, this is points of interest. This is not hexes. So I got all excited and thought, man, I'm only 5 away. I really didn't read the directions very well, and my understanding was not very high that day. My reading comprehension had suffered a few points that day, so I had a debuff apparently. So this is actually points of interest, which includes the final area. What is this? Melantis. So pretty much what I need to do is locate these 2. There's 3 more points of interest that I have to locate. I thought there was another dig site, but I've got these dig sites all located in cartography. That's 2, so I don't know what the 3rd one is. Anyway, whatever it is, I'll figure that out later. I did have a couple of these set up as green, so I was able to click on them and get those to go, so I do have that. I thought I was going to get a whole bunch of bank slots right there, and that's kind of a lot further away than I thought it was. So yeah, that kind of sucks. So I'm 3 away from 20 bank slots, but like a million miles away because I have to do all the archaeology and stuff to get there. And I don't feel like messing with it because you have to have, what, 118 in archaeology to find Melantis and all that. I don't remember if you have to actually have the archaeology skill to discover the point of interest or if I could go discover it now. Because I know the chain of stuff you have to do to find Melantis. I think you have, but I think you have to go. I don't think you can do it without finding the clues first. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. But anyway, I made a big boo-boo and I realized my mistake after I let it sit for a while. And you guys rightly pointed out, yeah, I had some minor malfunctions there. But in the meantime, I've also gone and maxed out my town halls. So I now have 1.9 million tax rate, or 1.9 million per tick tax rate. So I've been piling on money. I've been doing combat during the day and then thieving at night. So as I've thieved up enough gold, I've bought into the town hall and now it's starting to feed back into itself. I've also gone in and you go into the trader, and like I showed in one of the, if not the last video, where I go and buy like these scrolls here and sell them off and make money. So basically between the town hall making money, thieving, and then turning these scrolls into cash, I've rolled over and I've gotten all this stuff done. So I now have the town halls completely upgraded. So we're getting max tax out of this, and we're money's not an object anymore for a while. So in a couple of videos ago, I bought the things you get from the God Dungeon. So there's really not a whole lot of big ticket items right now that I have to buy. There's some, like this is the Unholy Forest whenever we get there. This is 250 million, but that's level 100, and we're not going to get there anytime soon. Here's like 50 million, but that's for, well, it's for herb lore. I suppose we could get that one. Yeah, but this is cooking. I don't care about cooking. So there is some expensive stuff. Pillar build cost. Yeah, I guess there's some expensive ones. But a lot of it, like this is Throne of the Herald. We're not going to be there for a while. The Magic Anvil I could probably get now. But, you know, these, I don't know. These are far more doable. We'll have plenty of gold by then. So I did get that done. I have been working on the air. Good time to run away from this. I have been working on the air and water god dungeons. So basically, I still need to get gear for my melee character. And it's going to be the next thing that I go into, but I took my melee character into the Air God dungeon, cleared that out a bunch of times. I now have all of the Eris God gear that I can get. I need to get a shield for him, which is actually the ancient shield. I need to go get the ancient shield for him. And then I I did have the scales to upgrade it to the poison shield. I just haven't got there yet. I need to get that done because that'll give me, I think that's 8% damage reduction. So plus chance to poison, which we'll get into that here in a minute. Chance to poison is going to be huge. But anyway, I've got all the Eris gear. I went ahead and threw on the Slayer's crossbow. The only other crossbow I had was a dragon crossbow, and this is better in Slayer areas, but this is also better in general areas than the dragon crossbow. So I swapped it out, and I've just been using that. The main concern I have right now is whether I run out of lobsters and ruby bolts. So I went in and geared up my ranged character. I am now running my ranged character through the Water God dungeon to gear up my magic character. Now, or the magic class, whatever you want to call it. Now, if you remember, I had black mage gear and black dragon hide. So this is a significant upgrade. This is, we're going from 5% damage reduction to 8%. So that's a huge step up from what I had before. I did have a little bit of ancient gear on the magic side, and technically I could probably move forward the way this is with the chest piece missing. I would just like to go a little bit further with it. But in clearing the Water God dungeon, I did get a magic wand. So I now have, or the elite magic wand. So I've got a huge upgrade right there. That goes from the green one to the blue one basically. And I don't remember how much of a damage increase that is, but this is going up several levels. In fact, what level do you have to be to equip this thing? 40, 60? So you're going from a level 1 wand up to a level 60 wand. So that's going to be a nice fat upgrade for this. And I want to take, once I get the final chest piece, I think I want to put this into the Earth God dungeon and gear up my melee character a little bit more. I threw on some Eris plate legs just because they were better than what I had. It let me free up an inventory slot in my bank and stuff like that. So I've upgraded a little bit here. Now, in the course of doing this, I've also found the Warlock ring, so I can I lose damage reduction, but I can get a little bit of attack bonus. I've also got the Deadeye ring, which again, you lose the damage reduction, you get a little bit of attack bonus. I don't think I want to use those right yet, but I do have a little bit of those found, so that's at least starting that process out. And again, I found this magic wand, so we've got that thing taken care of. I've been wanting to get one of those. I was going to go farm those maidens. What were those things over here in the Cursed Maidens? I was going to go farm those, but now I don't have to. I totally forgot that dropped from the Water God dungeon. So now that I've got it, I don't have to worry about the maiden part right now. So the next step is once I get a little bit more out of the Water God dungeon, I'll probably run that more tomorrow because I don't have a whole lot of clears on it. With the gearing level that I'm at right now, I've got 104 clears on the Air God and 88 clears on the Water God. So I'll try to get maybe in, half a day or a day's more of the Water God dungeon going. And then once I gear up my mage or the magic side a little bit, I'll do the Earth God. I don't think I want to mess with the Fire God too much right yet. I'm debating on whether I want to do Into the Mist. Now, I also got the Glacia God Sword, so I do have an option to use this on the melee side. It offers 0 damage reduction, but this thing might be good for leveling up slash and block. So strength and defense. This might be good for doing that for lesser things. Now, as far as Into the Mist offers an interesting dilemma. So if I do Into the Mist, I get the passive slot. But once I do Into the Mist, that means that, open the wrong thing. Once I do Into the Mist, it unlocks Dark Waters. And the problem with Dark Waters is its Master Slayer tasks. That means that there is more potential. So let's just say I wanted to get my Master Slayer task done. I'm already on combat. I don't have to click on that. Why am I doing that? So if I go into Slayer tasks and I do a Master Slayer task, if I run this right now, if I pick a new Master Slayer task, why does it say no? Oh, because I don't have those boots equipped. All right. So at any rate, if I have the boots equipped, it will select one of these 3 monsters as a Master Slayer task. Right now, there are no Master Slayer tasks available because I don't have these boots equipped. as soon as I clear Into the Mist, it's going to throw an additional 3 monsters into that list. Now, I don't necessarily want to fight these monsters right off the bat. This is a significant challenge. Although my levels are fairly high, I don't think I want to swap between these. One way of cheesing the Master Slayer tasks is to just focus on like the hunting greater dragons and just kill those all day long. They're one of the weakest ones. All of these fights are going to do a lot of damage over time. The Rockins have a chance of stunning you, so you have to really worry about that for a while. The Amboras don't really do anything exciting. I don't remember the Catels doing anything exciting either. But if you don't want to fight these 3 at all, if you do Into the Mist, it adds those to the list. And now you have to ignore half the Slayer tasks. You can actually just skip Slayer task and you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting the one you want to fight. Let's say I wanted to grind out hunting greater dragons and get the hunter's ring. So I could do that for a while, and I have a 1 in 3 shot of getting those every time I roll it. And it's a pretty 25,000, right? It's 25,000 to roll that. Now, on the other side, I've got 7 million. So I could roll that quite a bit of Slayer coins. 25,000 Slayer coins goes into 7 million quite a few times. And I would be generating Slayer coin as we go. But I don't know that I want to incorporate these because I tend to ignore these. However, once you get that passive slot, it's huge. Number 1, Into the Mist would get me at combat level 99 or level 99 for all my combat skills. Aside from prayer, because we have to select that one along the way. But Slayer's already at 99. It would get the rest of these up to 99. It would give me the passive slot. So it could open up a lot of doors to do a lot of other things. However, if I wanted to do the Master Slayer tasks, I would have to dodge back and forth between tasks I don't want to do and tasks that I do or would do. So one way of attacking this is to set up all 3 of your combat styles to deal with each one of these different dragons. And then just as the Slayer task switches to the next one, you switch your combat style. And the reason I would prefer to do that is to get the better Slayer gear. The ultimate reason is to upgrade the Slayer gear before I go into Dark Waters. Would be the long drawn out reasoning behind all of that is that if I was to take this right now has 4% damage reduction. So it's really bad going up against, if you wanted to use this gear up against the Dark Waters stuff, you're going to take a hit. But if I upgrade it, it's now 6% damage reduction, and it gives me a little more bonuses. And you get additional Slayer skill, Slayer, flat Slayer negation, more Slayer negation. This is 15% Slayer area negation. This one's 20. And you get extra Slayer coins and stuff out of it. So it would be well worth it to go through and do the grind on the Perilous Peaks and then do the Dark Water stuff later. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, is to just ignore the passive slot for a moment and work up this Perilous Peak stuff. I'm getting good gear out of here, especially once I get actually I've got the gear that I could do this with now on the magic side. My melee side needs to upgrade at least the chest piece and the plate legs. But I think that's what I want to do, is to try to get those Slayer tasks knocked out with the Perilous Peaks. Like I said, I can just throw the climbing boots on. And if I can run enough Slayer, if we go into the Ancient Relics, if I go down to Slayer, if I get one more of these things, it bypasses all Slayer area item requirements. And then I don't have to worry about keeping those boots in my inventory. And I don't have to worry about swapping out my damage reductions boots for the Slayer area boots. Now that's also the same as hitting level 99 in Slayer. So I've got this coming in one of 2 ways, either by completing Slayer tasks and unlocking this one relic here, whatever this one does, to get the full relic, all 6 of these, the bonus one, unlocked, or by getting level 99. So I could essentially get there fairly easily. So I think that's what I want to do. Now, the other thing that makes this kind of enticing to go to do Into the Mist is I got some relics. So I probably got some other stuff on here. I don't remember what we went over in the last video. I know we looked at some of these. I don't think my melee ones have changed because I don't think I've done a whole lot of melee, and I didn't get any more hit point ones. What I did get was relic number 3 here is plus 10 hidden range level. So that's cool. That gives me a little bit of ranged bonus. I don't think I got anything on the magic side. I don't remember if these are any different. I don't remember. But, and prayer, this one, I don't remember if I got, I might have had this one before, but I think this is cool. If I didn't mention it before, number one, we have -2 prayer point cost for prayers. Can't go below 1, but it's -2, so that's going to help out a lot. And then plus 2.5% of all damage taken is added as prayer points. So I think I've mentioned this one before. I don't think I got this one anytime recently, but that is huge. And that's kind of going to go into this next one. So here's the big one. I got Slayer Relic 1. 100% of poison damage dealt is gained as Slayer coins. 100% of poison damage is gained as Slayer coins. So I don't have them anymore, but I was using the, what was that? The, where is it? Oh, lethal toxins. I had a pile of these from somewhere. I think it was the lethal toxins, but these poison enemies. So I was using those and getting a little Slayer coin out of it. Now, the other side of the coin is if I go in and do some like minor Slayer tasks, I've got this poison dagger. It's a lot less damage, but this thing, if I wanted to just generate Slayer coin, I can deal damage with this thing and just go stab something like crazy. And as I mentioned before, if I go get the ancient dragonhide shield and upgrade it to the poison shield, that's got a chance to poison as well. So I could be doing some really good, getting some really good Slayer coin banked up by doing that. So on the one hand, if I was to focus on doing the Slayer stuff now, I would, I would skip having to dodge the combat that I didn't want to do. I could just focus on 3 monsters, get the stuff I wanted out of them, get the 40 or whatever Slayer tasks done, however many that is. What do we got? 40. I got to do 40 of these tasks. So yeah, we could knock these out fairly easily with the stuff I've got now. If I do go through Into the Mist, I have with Poison Slayer with the poison giving me Slayer coin. I mean, I could build the Slayer coin back up and I could re-roll those fairly easily. So it's not that big a deal. And I've gotten a ton of Slayer coin off these township tasks. I don't know if there's any, there's 50,000 there, 500,000 there. There's another 500,000. There's 1.5 million, 1 million. So there's 2.5 million. Like there's a lot of Slayer tasks or a lot of Slayer coin right here as I do these. So there's a ton of it. Oh, and if you beat these guys, you get more Fury of the Elemental Zodiacs. I guess I never paid attention to that. So, I mean, that's fairly far down the road, but 10,000 Diamond Lux and 2.5 million Slayer coins and 2 of these Fury of the Elemental Zodiacs. And you could take these and turn one of those in and get more Fury of the Elemental Zodiacs for another Slayer task. So there's a lot of things to do there. So I haven't really decided if I want to do Into the Mist yet or not. There's options on both sides, and that's kind of where I've left things. What I've basically been doing is coming over here to thieving, going to the chef, pickpocketing that, and switching over and just letting it roll all night. Now I need some room freed up. I've been building up space, so I have to clear out some stuff here. I don't know what I'd have to, oh yeah, because I keep finding new items. On the other hand, I could just go buy, say, 5 of these, and there we go. Actually, I'll buy 4 more. That way, it's an even number. Because I can spend the money and I've still got almost 100 million gold, so I'm not going to spend that gold anytime soon. So there we go. I got plenty of bank space or stash, bank space again, and we're good to roll. I've been thieving the chef because he drops lobsters and sharks. I've also came to the realization that I could go into Slayer and buy a bunch of these things here, and I have sharks and magic bones to come out of it. So even if I did get a drought for food or prayer points, I can just go buy these things. I got so much of this. I didn't want to hit that. I wanted to hit this. How many can I buy? That's 20 million Slayer coin. I can't do that one. That's a no. 2 million Slayer coin gets me 100,000 magic bones, and that's a lot of prayer points, and 20,000 sharks. So that's just 2 million. So I could do 6 million of that really very easily and have way more than I needed, and a bunch of ruby bolts on top of it. So with the amount of Slayer coin that I've got, I can buy plenty of generous resupplies. I don't have to worry about that anymore, and we can keep regenerating this stuff. So yeah, this is sitting very well. And you'll also notice that my attack, strength, and defense are all at 95 now. Those are all maxed. My ranged and magic are on the way. I really prioritize getting ranged and magic to 85 so that I could equip things, and then I just started going into the God Dungeon. So whatever I did to get these up to 85 is what I did. I don't remember if it was alt magic or Slayer tasks. I don't remember what I did, but I got both those to 85 and then went into the God Dungeons and went from there. So that's kind of where I'm at, and that's kind of my dilemma. I don't know if I want to do the Into the Mist yet or not. Today is Wednesday. It's very possible I do Into the Mist this weekend just to do it and get it done. Maybe I'll do that on Friday. There's no real reason to avoid it, and if I can get my gearing up get my melee gear squared away, I mean, I could probably run it right now as it is. It'd be a little tougher. I'd like to have more to it. I'd like to have some diamond luck potions and stuff like that, which I could do. I could definitely craft some diamond lucks. So maybe I want to do that. I'm not sure. I have to think about that. Actually, I need to remember and just do that, make those. But at any rate, that is where we are today. That's what I've been working on over the last few days, and I'm very pleased with the progress that I've got. I mean, I was looking at this. This is, what, 3 months into this, and I'm already up fairly far with a lot of these skills and everything. And I was kind of thinking about this. Relic mode actually presents a good way to level up everything in general. Like, how can I say this? It's got a good progression to it. If you know what you're doing, you can really speed through the game. Like, compared to, say, running all non-combat skills to 99 and spending several months before you actually get into combat. You know what I mean? Something like that. Because when I first started playing a few years ago, I think I went through all the non-combat skills first, and then I went through combat. So I went through a whole different way. This lets you ratchet up a whole bunch of things at once, and you kind of prioritize certain things based on what you're trying to do. And I think this is a good progression system for the game in general. So anyway, that will do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.